Welcome to an IISPM Sustainable Bite on a congruency model for sustainability. So what do we mean by sustainability congruency? Congruency is defined as all of the elements that have to come together for something to happen, to create a greater whole. So sustainability congruency is all of the elements within an organization that must be changed or adapted to ensure that the organization is truly sustainable. We're going to talk about the first 5 key areas in this model today: vision, mission, and goals, the KPIs and CSF, critical success factors, organizational culture, governance policy, and how the organization is built, run, and maintained. So jumping into the vision and mission. There are a few key questions that need to be asked when adjusting the vision and mission for sustainability. Are the practices being adopted fundamentally changing the way we do business? As a quick example, the clothing retailer H&M reduced the number of suppliers of their clothing from over 200 to around 25. They asked the question, where do the dyes come from? What is the makeup of the dyes? And only those manufacturers that could answer the question and show that the dyes were non-toxic were allowed to continue to supply clothing to H&M. The second question, how will sustainability practices enhance our business value? So these are questions where you'll need to involve marketing and sales and business operations. How are we going to include these messages and make sure that we get them out to our customers? And what is the key message that we want to include in the revised mission, the revised vision, and goal statements of the organization? When we were developing the IISPM, we went through several versions of a vision statement, and it's been refined down to our vision is to create a more sustainable world. Simple as that. The second level of the congruency model is looking at your key performance indicators and critical success factors. So the sustainability KPIs reflect the executive strategy on what sustainability targets are going to mean. Good common sense when choosing key performance indicators for any organization is choose KPIs that matter, use the SMART test, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound, to validate the KPIs, measure the performance, and also know that fewer measures are better than a lot of measures. As you define your KPIs, you'll also be defining the critical success factors that are tied to these KPIs. And these CSFs define what must be achieved. The next level that we'll quickly touch on is organizational culture. So as business requirements are being defined around this new world of sustainability, organizations must take into account the impacts on staff. We might have to look at different staff performance metrics. So are there going to be targets relating to customer satisfaction around sustainability? How do we sell sustainable practices and as a positive to your customers? And are there any tools or new training that needs to be given to staff to support sustainability within the organization? The next level is, of course, governance. In order to govern any organization, any project, you have to have information, and you have to know where that information is going to be derived from, how it's going to be reported, how it affects sustainability targets that have been adopted by the organization, and what controls will be in place to ensure that decisions made within a project, within a delivery, are in line with the initiatives for sustainability of the organization. In cultural change, this is arguably one of the most difficult areas to deal with in an organization, is change that has to happen to how the company thinks. The actions and attitudes of the leaders will greatly influence this. So change in behavior at the top will permeate through the organization. But it can't stop at the top. It must be permeated through the middle management down to the staff level. And it's got to be backed up by concrete actions and very transparent reporting. Thank you very much. You've been listening to Brian Ackles, IISPM President and Chief Operating Officer. To learn more about IISPM, register with us by scanning the QR code on this slide, or go to our website at iispm.org. Of course, you can always contact me by email at brian@iispm.com.